It's a dark and stormy night on the Dark Knight Trilogy movies. By the way, I'm wearing a nice cape, and I'm not wearing hockey pads. But it's time that we go punch crime in the face. This is Arkham Twin Days. Hi there, viewers. I am Leo Wolverine, your game commentator and founding member of Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. So, as we're going to continue to pick up with this topic in progress, so, where were we? Oh, yes, the mountains of Tibet and Nepal, or in China. Okay. He said, alright, so he was about to, so the only thing left that he done his training physically on the outside, now he has to do his training on the inside, and he must journey inwards. And Ra's al Ghul says, "You're ready to begin." And then Ra's al Ghul holds out this little bowl with the plant that's burning like this, some type of incense, and he says, "Breathe." He says, "Breathe." Yeah, he tells him to breathe. He says, "Breathe in." He says, "Breathe into your fears and face them." Oh, to embrace fear, you must become fear, and you must bask in fear of other men, if you want to know. And most people fear what they cannot see. What do people most fear? What they cannot see. So he started to see with this kind of very illusionist type of effect. It's not like drowsiness, if you want to know. It's kind of like not a layaway effect, I'm going to say, but it's some sort of like, it's kind of like a dream, some kind of a dream effect. Like you're awake, but you're not asleep. And so he has to mind his surroundings while by breathing this kind of plant it's some kind of not type of hallucinogen, but it's not weaponized. But that is going to be way later. So Ra's al Ghul says, "Feel its power to distort, to control, and know that this power can be yours." Yes. And Ra's al Ghul, well, not Ra's, I mean Henry Ducard, Ducard. Why did I say Ra's al Ghul? I don't know. I've got way too ahead of myself. So he said, you have to become a terrible thought, a wraith, and you have to become an idea. So yes, he just and then the ninja started attacking him. And then he says, "Feel terror cloud your senses to control and know that this power can be yours." And he says, "Embrace your worst fear." And then he looks into this kind of mysterious box. It kind of looks like some type of mosque box. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of weird, but I'm guessing that's been the Middle East, I suppose. And he says, "Become one with the darkness." And then he says, "Focus, concentrate, master your senses." You know, he has to master them. And then he got caught all of a sudden by this ninja blade. It would have been the League of Shadows or the League of Assassins. I don't know, whichever works. I mean, I could never understand what Christopher Nolan is trying to do. By the way, this part 2 of Batman Begins. And so, he is trying, okay, so and Ducard was looking really closely at where did Bruce got cut in the first place. So he must make sure that he cannot leave any sign. And Bruce says, I haven't. He did so well. And that was impressive. Of course, there's Ra's al Ghul watching on the stands, while Henry Ducard teaches him how to maintain and purge his fear. And he says, "You're ready to lead for the League of Shadows." And then we have but first you must demonstrate your sense of true justice. And then they bring out this prisoner, and he wants to, how do I say, execute him while being his head chopped off. But Bruce Wayne says, no, I'm no executioner. He says, but Ducard says, you have to do this. This man could have been tried. Henry Ducard says, by whom? Corrupted bureaucrats. Criminals mock society's laws. You know this better than most. This man should have been on trial. I mean, yeah. That's what's so important. It separates us from them. And you know, Bruce Wayne has a point. It does separate us from the bad guys who are like going in completely insane, and the criminals and the loonies are from the loony bin that differ than the ones who are people who are sane. And it's a kind of different society, of course, of the public, because there's a difference between those who are insane and for those who keep their sanity by doing something for what is right that shows any moral. And so, and then Ra's al Ghul says, you cannot lead these men unless you're prepared to do what is necessary to defeat evil. And so, and and Bruce Wayne says, you cannot believe this. I mean, Ra's al Ghul has rescued us from our hearts. In return, he wants us to do whatever is necessary to defeat evil. And usually Bruce says, but Ducard says, please, Bruce, for your own sake, you cannot turn back now. So he's not going to turn back now, I suppose. So, alright. He's going to grab this sword, and then he is going to chop his head off. But he did something incredible, and he threw this completely weird, this flaming, I don't know, there's some kind of tool that's already been, how do I say, ignited. Wow, I just entered a glitch. Wow, I just entered a glitch. Oh my gosh. Wow, that was funny. Oh my gosh, I went into a glitch inside a building. That is funny. Alright, okay, I'm going to accept that. Okay. Okay, enough of the glitch. Okay, so the whole building, the place was full of some of the explosives, and it caught itself on fire, and Ducard says, what are you doing? And Bruce says, whatever's necessary, my friend. And so, yeah, he has set the whole place on fire, and everything was going to explode, and then he has to face off Ra's al Ghul, who carries this ninja or katana, and then battles out, and then the explosions, and then the explosions went on, and then Henry Ducard was unconscious, and Ra's al Ghul, they could have called him Ra's. That's Ra's. I don't know which one it works. So Ra's al Ghul was dead and dies in Tibet on a fiery explosion, of course, which kind of happened what you saw in the movie. And so he is able to, they puts Henry Ducard back where he belongs in a place in a nearby village. And then Bruce Wayne is able to head back to Gotham City while on a plane, and there is Alfred waiting for him, and finally he is able to get back on the plane. Of course, nobody's gonna yell out and say, Bruce Wayne! Because, yeah, that would... Sure, Bruce Wayne. I'm pretty sure Bruce Wayne's gonna be feared by the people. Hooray! Let's go, Bruce Wayne! That you're gonna fear the people whose name is Bruce Wayne? Of course not, because they are somewhat not afraid of you, or I don't know what is going on. It's just pretty funny. Okay. So, yeah, Bruce Wayne, he tells Alfred, people need to be shaken out of apathy, and I can't do that as Bruce Wayne. As a man, I can be ignored, I can be destroyed, but as a symbol, I can be incorruptible, I can be everlasting. It says, and Alfred says, what kind of symbol? If you're thinking of this kind of symbol, pretend the people you love, you gotta come up with something fast. I don't know, I'm just making this up. He says, you're thinking of Rachel. And Alfred says, actually, sir, I was thinking of myself. And yeah, and Bruce Wayne said, have you told anyone to come back? And Alfred says, I don't know, sir. The legal ramifications of bringing you back from the dead. He says, dead? Well, you've been gone for 7 years, and he says, you declared me dead. Well, actually, that was Mr. Earl, who's gonna take control of Wayne Enterprises. He's gonna go public, and those shares are worth quite a bit of money. He said. Well, he says, that's a good thing I left them to you. And he said, quite so, sir. And you can borrow the rules if you like. Just bring them back with a full tank. Okay. So he's gonna bring them back with a full tank, and then there was a court date of, well, you know, not a court date, but of course there was Victor Zsasz on the court, and then there's Dr. Jonathan Crane. Yes, Dr. Jonathan Crane is in this. Of course, he's in the movie. You know, he says, in my opinion, Mr. Zsasz is likely a danger, so I don't think Blackgate Prison is not a good idea for him to be there. Well, I'll take him into my asylum, and yeah, he's gonna be somewhat released. And Rachel Dawes did not find it funny for one little bit. She knows that something is up or something's gotta give. And so Dr. Crane and Rachel Dawes had a talk, and then this DA shows up, and I forgot what I kind of forgot the district attorney's name. I don't know his name, but I know I'm going to regret this like if his name pops into my head, so yeah. So he both wanted to capture Carmine Falcone like now, even though the justice system is kind of twisted because of due to the people who work for Arkham, because of the corrupted people from Arkham and those who are corrupted by the core, and because why? They do not want to get blackmail, otherwise how come they don't want to face the truth? Because the common criminals want to take control of power of Gotham so they can live not with unhappy lives while the rest of the person who remains in power, such as a big man himself. I don't know what was that about, but it doesn't not work for the part of justice system back in Gotham. So, I see what is going on here, and the thing is, Bruce Wayne is actually kind of spying on that, on Rachel Dawes. So, yes, it absolutely works. And, okay. So he has to come up with something, and while he's at Wayne Manor, he finds a flying bat creature. No, it's not Batman yet. I mean a flying bat creature inside Wayne Manor, or the House of Wayne, or whichever works. The House of Wayne or Wayne Manor. And Alfred says, "A blessed bat, sir. We found some in the near caves," and then Bruce goes into finding a place where one of the caves where he fell in as a boy. So he got in. So he's able to open up those wooden planks that was sealed off from the well. Goes into the well. Down he goes, and he finds the cave from where he was since he was a little boy. He goes into the cave, and he goes deeper inside the cave. From there, he sees rushing water, or the rivers of an underground cavern. And so he finds magnificent creatures. He sees up on the ceiling, and then he sees a bunch of flying bats circling around him. And then you hear the great, fantastic music of Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard, and it is so OMG. I mean, if you want to hear that music, and if you guys have that movie of Batman Begins, it sounds amazing. Yes, absolutely amazing. I cannot describe the words. I mean, you got to whoa. It is just, it just sounds unbelievable. It's just awe-inspiring. And so,
hey, all right, I got one. How many billionaires does it take to make a superhero?
okay.
How many billionaires does it take to make a superhero?
Oh, I got those guys off the chest. Okay, okay, so sorry. Swallowed air down in the wrong tube. I really, ow. And so, yeah. And there's this guy named Flash, of course. He was kind of moonlights as a low level enforcer. Of course, he works for with Sergeant Gordon. Of course, Detective. Well, not Detective Flash or Flash. He's kind of not the really good enforcer because he is not. He's kind of a corrupted cop, if you want to know, even though he says, Jim Gordon says, "I'm no rat in a town that's burnt. Who's there to rat to anyway?" And then Flash laughs and says, yeah, and yeah, he's just laughs his head off, like it's kind of funny. He finds it funny, say, "Who's the rat to anyway?" Well, nobody except for you, Flash. There's nothing funny what you really do. And so Jim Gordon goes into his office, even though it is pretty usual. Okay, and then, well, okay, so then Bruce Wayne is able to meet with Mr. Earl back in Wayne Tower. Of course, Mr. Earl says, too many wheels going. We're going public. Oh, this is the big time. And Bruce Wayne says, I'm not just here looking for a job. I'm here to how that this company built by my father and all that. And he says, Mr. Earl says, well, you do look like your dad, or your father, your dad. This is where you belong. Welcome home. And guess what? Where he started at Applied Sciences caught his eye, and that's where he meet Mr. Fox, Lucius Fox. He's like the most trusted person that ever works in Gotham. Really well in Wayne Enterprises. So yeah, he's the trusted person who works in Gotham, I suppose. And so he is going to help out Bruce Wayne, of course. And then he finds this military grade gear, weapons, armory, armor, the armor, the Kevlar bi-weave reinforced joints, tear resistant, and that tear resistant, which means this sucker will stop a knife, bulletproof, anything but a straight shot. And Bruce says, why did this stuff wasn't put it into the market? And Lucius Fox says, being counters didn't think a man's life is worth 300 grand. Yeah, of course, Earl let it go to rot. Of course, it's kind of why that Mr. Earl is hiding something that we do not know what it is. What is he hiding, anyways? I would love to know what is he be trying to do all this time. And so, oh yeah. So Bruce Wayne says, I want to borrow it. You know, we're spelunking. And Lucius says spelunking. And Bruce Wayne said, yeah, you know, cave diving. Mr. Fox said, you're gonna run into much gunfire in these caves. And Bruce says, look, I'd rather not let Mr. Earl think about me borrowing. And Mr. Fox said, Mr. Wayne, the way I see it, all this stuff is yours anyway. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's always been his the whole time. And so he is going to get a drop by. Yeah, since he did the talk with Mr. Flash, as a moonlights as a low level enforcer, and now that he's in his office, and Bruce says, he tries to disguise his voice, says, don't turn around. You're a good cop, one of the few. Jim Gordon says, what do you want? Carmine Falcone ships drug mix of every week. Nobody takes him down. Why? And Jim says, he's paid up with the right people. What'll it take to bring him down? And he said, leverage on Judge Faden and the DA brave enough to prosecute. And he said, Rachel Dawes. And Jim says, who are you? And Bruce says, and tried to disguise his voice, and just a guy who needs help or some sort. He just says, who are you? Someone like you who tries to help out people or some sort. He says, you're just one man. And Bruce Wayne says, no, we're two. And he said, We? Who's we? That's you, the person who's the person who works with the vigilante who has no name yet, and you. And then Jim Gordon Jones on says, "Freeze!" And then goes up the roof, and then Bruce Wayne jumps out of the rooftop, lands on one of the ladders of the gates on the ladders of the building, and then grunts, and then he's able to get out of there. And says, one of the officers says, "What the heck was that?" And Jim says, just some nut." It's like, what? And now Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne said to Mr. Fox, and Mr. Fox says, "Let me guess, more spelunking?" And Bruce Wayne says, "No, today's base jumping. Yeah, like cave diving. Do you have any lightweight fabrics? I got just the thing." And I do believe we are going to stop here. And don't worry, I'm kind of spent. And I will continue to pick up from where we left off with Batman Begins. So anyways, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And mash that like button if you guys like Arkham Twin Days, whether it's loved or hated by viewers. And please, no bad comments or whatsoever. And so anyways, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational special being who takes chances, makes mistakes, and get messy in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. See you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.